Looking for a place that does it all? Maldinis by the River serves mouth-watering breakfasts, pasta, pizzas, and more, plus amazing coffee and cocktails. They hit the spot every single time. You're planning a special event? Well, their private function room and versatile restaurant are the perfect place for any celebration. Good food, good friends, good times, Maldinis. Welcome back to Life in 5, the podcast where we dive into 5 moments that have shaped some of the most interesting people in sport, media and entertainment. I'm MG and today's guest is one of the most trusted faces in Australian sports broadcasting. He's also a Central Coast lad. From covering the Olympics to anchoring some of the biggest moments in rugby league on Channel 9. He's calm under pressure and sharp as attack. Not bad looking either. Pretty told me to say that. It brings me great pleasure to introduce this week's Life in 5 guest, James Bracey. By the way, this is the start of season 2.
Hey,
look at the set we're in now, man. We have upped the ante for you.
This is very professional, MG. Great to be here with you, mate. What an honour.
Mate, thank you. I've longed for this because we do a lot of speaking engagements together with your MC and then you interview me. Well, I thought today might be me getting the shoe back on the other foot.
I've never felt comfortable on this side of it, mate. I much prefer sitting in your seat.
Before we get into your photos, which are fantastic, you've been busy of late. First of all, the Bears, you've been announced on the board with them. We'll get into that in a second. But also, just recently, a few weeks back, are you all going to have fun anymore?
Yeah, mate.
I mean, this thing with you and Ali Langdon on the Logies,
Mate,
it was such fun.
Mate, I did.
It was such fun, but...
So Ali and I, great mates, got to do the Olympics primetime hosting together over in Paris, and you'll never meet a better burden in your life.
Oh, you can tell.
She's just as knockabout as they get, and when you sit next to someone, as you know, you'll be on continuous call, whatever, for hours on end, you need to get along. And she...
Well, you know what, Brace, if you don't, it shows.
Exactly right. So we're on stage at the Logies, and then I mentioned that there was an article during the day because she was going for the gold that said Ali Langdon has big sister vibes, and that resonated with me. So I'm like, I've been little brother and sitting next to her. She's been giving me crap. I give her crap, and so... To cap it off, I went the wet willy on stage, and next thing you know, there's a Daily Mail headline saying James Bracey's lewd act on stage.
Oh, come on, man!
Anyway, but
does that look? It's to us, it's a piece of piss. Like, come on, that's a Mount Ever molehill. But does it kind of make use sometimes as a broadcaster? Think, well, why have fun anymore?
Well, that's the thing. And, I saw another headline at the end of the night saying most boring Logies ever. So I was like, well, what do we want? Like, what do we want? So we have to make sure we're not going to erase the fun and the entertainment out of this stuff because of the more PC world. And I get it. There are certain things we need to be conscious of.
Yeah.
The world has changed.
It has.
But crikey, let's just remember there's bigger fish to fry in this world.
You know what? When I read the Logie reviews and I saw that Jimmy Barnes was bagged, I went, honestly, I
was in the room.
For fuck's sake, mate.
He set the tone for the night.
It was awesome.
We're up on our feet.
Yeah, who could bag Jimmy Barnes?
We bag everything. You can't, but that's like shooting Bambi. You don't bag Barnes.
He started the night with Working Class Man. I had goosebumps.
Yep.
I went, I wish I was in that bloody arena.
It was brilliant, mate. It was brilliant. So it's just whatever clicks now, and I'm just... like even me talking about it will make the people that chase those clicks want to get more clicks.
It'll stop here, mate. It'll stop here. It was just, but you have grown so much as a compere and as a host, and it comes through. And now you're on a board of the new rugby league club, which was your favourite club growing up, which we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, it blows my mind to actually be like we had our first board meeting over in Perth for the Bears. And sitting in the room, I got Joe Hockey, former federal treasurer, to my left, and then Daniel Dixon, who's the chairman of the North Sydney Bears and has been huge in getting the Bears back. And I'm looking around this room and the intel in there. I'm thinking, this club's in safe hands. Don't know what I'm doing here, but happy to go for the ride.
No, but it's a very important role because I know that Mal has contacted a lot of the ex-Bears players, as well as a few of the ex-Reds players,
like yourself,
which I am one of them. And he wants us to get together and find out what we can do for each other. And I think that's a fantastic idea from Mal.
Huge, mate. The rugby league love, we felt we had a big dinner. It was a 2-day meeting, but in the middle of the night, and we had 100 people there from all those that work in grassroots rugby league in WA who were there with you at the Western Reds and have been praying to get a rugby league team back over there. And it was I got goosebumps talking about it now. It was such a vibe. And I flew back on.
Did you have the red eye back?
I got the last flight out before the red eye. But I tell you what, though, my first flight out to get over there was 6 a.m. after the Logies. Mate.
Tell me you slept.
I was catching flies for 4 hours. But I came away just going, MG, this club will be something special for the West Coast and the East Coast, because there are so many Bears fans over here that will come out of hibernation like myself and get to every away game in Sydney.
And I think we forget that. I think that if we forget that once the Perth Bears play over here, every second week,
they'll be there.
At least 10,000, 15,000 people will be added to the...
And the clubs in Sydney will be huge winners from this, because they're gate takings. And 10,000 Bears fans pouring through the gates, it's going to be something special. I don't know it'll be truly understood until it's actually happening.
Well, that leads me to your first photo. This is a photo with your family. You are at the front of this photo with a beanie on. I take this, if this is North Sydney Oval, what is the year? Who's in the photo, and why is this significant for James Bracey?
I'd say this would be 97. That's my old man at the back with the big smile and the beanie my grandma made him with Bears colours. My older sister...
I'll tell you what, Pablo Escobar there.
Yeah, Pablo there. Looks like our bodyguard. My sister's youngest at the front, Rosie, my eldest up the back there is Lib, and that's me with my Mambo beanie, which was the brand back in the 90s. And you can see my little sister's got the Citibank jersey on. But the guy in the blue jacket is my dad's uni mate, who's a Manly fan. So I'm assuming we're playing Manly at this game, and he's not happy by the looks of it, because we're the ones up and about. I'm waving my flag. And this was us every second weekend, coming down from the Central Coast and going to Bears games, standing in front of the Bob stand and cheering our team.
So you were born and bred in Central Coast?
Yeah,
Gosford Hospital?
Yep.
Wow.
That was me. So
well, my grandparents lived in Gallipoli Avenue in Edelong.
Yeah, right.
So
good part of the world.
We'd travel up there every school holidays at least, but then at the end of the year for the long school holidays, we remember it used to be the winding road
down the hill.
Took 2.5 hours to get up there.
The Pacific Highway. Oh my God, that's just the emergency road now for when there's a smash on the
I know.
The old F3,
Thank
the M1. God. But it's mate, it was quite the trip back then.
You live in Gosford? Were you a Gosford boy?
Yeah, so we were Holgate Matcham area, so rural but close. 5 minutes from Erina, 15 minutes from Terrigal. So beach and bush life. It was best childhood. Great area.
And where was your love of the Bears? Was it through your dad?
Dad. So he was born and bred Castle Crag, so Lower North Shore.
That's the first person I've ever met or heard of that lives in Castle Crag.
There you go, and, mate. And it's just one big road, Edinburgh Road, and we used to visit Nen down there when we'd come down for the games, and then we drive back to the Central Coast after the games, and usually Dad had his mate Bruce there, who had kids Holly and Riley, and they'd love the Bears too, and we'd stop off at Barawa. He'd get a couple of silver bullets, the old Rash's Pilsters.
Yes.
And his mate would get 2 bunny rums. Back then, little roadie on the way home. I'd get my creaming soda and Pringles, and my sister's in the back, and it was just what we did every second weekend.
I've got similar memories when my dad was a mad para fan when I was growing up. So I remember sitting at Cumberland Oval on the hill and wondering why all these ice creams were being given to us in hot ice. And I said, how can the ice be hot and not melt, like not melt the ice cream? But it was that cold that it was actually hot ice.
Wow.
So if you grabbed it, it'd burn a hole in your hand.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean that's what we've got, isn't it? Early memories of our sport.
I love it. I think back to that and the simplicity of life, and it was like entertaining your way home, and like in a car back then, you had nothing. Maybe a Game Boy if you.
Well, no one was on their devices because they weren't there then.
Nothing. So mate, the Ice Spies and just just doing anything.
Spotto.
Yeah, Spotto. Oh mate.
But it was V-dubs back in the day. It was something about V-dubs where you had to spot them.
Yep, absolutely. God, good memories, MG.
Photo number 2 is obviously something very, very close to your heart. Not only is it a beautiful photo of you and your bride, but the capture of the rainbow is magnificent. Who took this photo?
Yes.
Where is it? What time of your life is it? And tell us all about your beautiful bride.
So that's Margot, as this is proof I am punching massively. But this is, January 2013. Glad I didn't forget that. And we're in Queenstown here on Lake Wakatipu. So we're over at Walter Peak Lodge, got a big steamship over with all our mates. And the rainbow came out just as we arrived on the steamship for the reception. Like it was.
Oh, you got married in Queenstown?
Yeah, married over there. She's a Kiwi. So folks live in Queenstown. Okay. So that makes probably a bit more sense there. But it was great because all my mates had never been there before, and it's a 2.5-hour flight, and you lob in, you feel like you're in Switzerland.
I know.
Oh, and the partying.
I've heard all about it. I've never been there, but I want to go to Queenstown.
Summer or winter, MG, it's brilliant. So we had a great time. But when that rainbow came out, my wife had just been crying because I think it was her nan's funeral. The rainbow came out, so it was a bit of a moment for her and the family when the rainbow came out there. That they just all sort of got a bit emotional, and that's just a photo that we'll never never
How did you meet?
In a bar, where else, MG?
Well, that's the best way to meet.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
It wasn't swiping right or anything.
She was designated driver with her group of friends. I was anything but designated driver.
See, yin and yang.
Oh, mate, saw her from across the room. Went, holy, I got to chat to her. Had the Dutch carriage, so I went over, had a chat. Anyway, she left with her friends. 3 nights later, that was on the Northern Beaches. 3 nights later, I went to Dragonfly and King's Cross. You would have been there a few times back in the day. Walked onto the dance floor. She walked on at the same time. What are the chances? She even looked at me and went, all right, it's meant to be.
It's meant to be.
And off we went.
And from that day forward?
That day forward.
Wow.
Never ended. It was crazy.
When I first met my wife, I was only 18, so I knew it was her. She was the one. I had this pain in my chest that I couldn't get rid of. I knew that every time I'd think of her, I'd want to ring her up, and I knew it was love.
That's love, baby.
It's the best thing
nice?
in life.
It's a great feeling.
It is the best feeling because how were you when you met her?
Oh, so I'm early 30s, late 20s. So she was 21. No, she was 21 when we first met.
Yep.
I was 8. We're exactly 18 months apart. So I'm 22, 23.
Okay,
so we've been
you're
together.
still young.
We've been together a long time. I'm 40 now. So, geez, we're almost 20 years together.
Far out.
Holy moly!
And so, how long did you stay in Queenstown after this?
So we were there. We were there for a bit.
The whole crew?
Yeah, we skipped my honeymoon because I was working a lot. But crikey, we had a party leading in. There was a 3-day festival with our mates. Like it was great.
I did something similar to. I got married in 1993, I think.
Yeah, right.
End of 93. And Brandy, my brother-in-law.
Yep, great man.
We lived on where my wife, their family lived. At the front they had like a council. It was all theirs, but it wasn't theirs, if you know what I mean, like a big paddock. And Brandy bought us this big marquee for our wedding present.
And you plonked it on there?
We plonked it in and we stayed there for 3 days. My wife Meegs was in a wedding dress 3 days later. We had to jump on the plane to go to Tasmania for our honeymoon.
Brilliant.
And
that's a good honeymoon.
She just took the dress off, put some clothes on, and off we went. And
wow.
It was halcyon.
Tassie goes well.
Tassie is awesome. Bit like Queenstown, I would imagine.
Yes, so similar. And there's even a place called Queenstown down in Tassie, but they are so similar. It's one thing when I went down to Hobart for a wedding, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm over in NZ right now.
Okay.
So, there you go.
Okay, photo number 3. Now, we know you love your sports.
Yes.
We know that you've just been recently at the Logies for your coverage of the Olympics.
Yep.
It wasn't for this photo, but...
No, it was not, because that's as blurry as buggery. So this is 2008 in what they call the Bird's Nest. So that was the official stadium in Beijing at the Olympic Games. I got sent over as a 22, 23-year-old to cover at my first Olympics. Got given a camera, a tripod, and a laptop, and it was all me. So I had to set it all up. And
with Nine?
Yep. This is with Sky News back in the day when I was there. And I'd edit my stories on the laptop and then send them as a file back, and they'd put them in a air. And this is taken off a little camera. This is when people had cameras, not just phones.
Yeah.
I had like a flip phone sort of thing back then. So that's Usain Bolt, 20 metres away from winning gold in the 100. And I just stuck out the camera, and can you believe how close I am? There was no one in the media area.
Unbelievable.
They didn't appreciate what was happening at the time, what he was going to be. But I'd seen the semi. I'd been there for the semi. I thought, I'm coming back for the final. I had the whole bay to myself, stuck out the camera as he ran past, looked down after the race and realised I'd nailed it. Well, I mean, it's blurry as buggery, but that just shows it. He's about to start walking in a minute.
I've got so many questions here. I mean, first of all, you on your own.
Crazy.
Did you stay with other reporters?
Yeah, so there was 3 of us. David Spears, who's political editor, a guru
Spearsy,
at ABC. Suzanne Lattimore, who was at Sky News with me for Forever and a Day. And Eric Young, who was our New Zealand reporter. And it was just the 4 of us. And Spearsy spent his time chasing around K-Rudd because he was the PM at the time. And I was out there doing the sporting stuff. Just doing my thing.
You're a baby in journo years.
Yep.
What was the village like? What was the whole atmosphere like at Olympics?
Well, you're in China too, right?
I know.
So it's like...
So beware?
The culture shock was...
Wow.
And I knew nothing. Like she, which was thank you or please. See, I've already... and that was it. So I was just winging it. And then I'd just set up my camera on the side of the road. It's like 35 degrees every day, like 90% humidity. So I'm a sweater at the best of times, MG, just dripping, but just doing my bit. And the athletes were great to me. Other journos, I'd get to the press conferences, they call them the grassy knoll outside the stadiums for the non-rights holders. They'd bring the athlete who won gold out, and I'd set up my camera, and Damien Ryan from Channel 9, he'd grab my microphone with his.
The Thunderbird.
Does. Greatest bloke you'll ever meet. He'd hold his microphone and mine to help me out so I could record the questions and answers out there.
Damien Ryan.
And now I work with him, and we covered the Olympics together recently. It's just, so it's things like that I just treasured. Great experience.
Besides Bolt, was there, what else what were you attracted to? Was there other events you went, I can't wait?
I love the swimming. And I'd been with the swim team leading in Kuala Lumpur and all their training camps. So that was a big thing for me. Matty Mitchum won his diving gold over there and beat the Chinese in their own pool. That was mind-blowing, what happened that night. Steve Hooker won gold in the pole vault, and all the journos were out in the booze because they didn't know who he was. And then all our Blackberries and everything start going off saying, medal alert, medal alert. We've all dropped our beers. We're at the Heineken tent. Everyone had to drop their beers and go to the press conference, and we're all there half cut, and he'd heard about it by then. And he's like, you guys didn't even know who I was. It was the best. We still joke about it with him to today.
Was there an, oh my goodness moment when you met someone that you never thought you would?
Probably.
And was it worth every second of it?
Well, we were having dinner one night and also in this backstreet restaurant, and we're there. All of a sudden, these security guards start pouring in. Like, what's going on here? And in comes Princess Mary and the Prince Frederick.
What?
And they sit down at the table right next to, like, it was the
Denmark
weirdest.
Denmark.
And we're in the middle of Beijing. It's like, how did this happen?
Because they met in Sydney Olympics.
Exactly.
In Sydney.
And so just moments like that. I walked out of the cycling venue at the London Olympics once while the meet was going on, and these two cars pull up and they had royal flags on them, and it's just me and the entry door, and out hops Prince Harry, Prince William, and Kate. And I'm standing there in front of the door, and they walk past me. I just go, "G'day." They just looked at me going, "Who's this knob?"
That's awesome.
Hilarious.
Okay, on the flip side of that, was there someone who you wanted to meet and you did, but they kind of brushed her?
That's a good question. Crikey.
Was there anyone who just said, no, see you later, newsboy?
No,
Sky newsboy.
Michael Bublé, I interviewed in Vancouver. They put him on set with me at the Winter Olympics.
Not good?
I didn't think he would be. And then he sits down with me, pulls out, he goes, "Can I borrow your laptop?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." We're in an ad break before it comes back. And I'm like, "What's going on here?" Anyway, spins the laptop back around. He Google imaged something and goes, "This is my missus." And she's a bikini model.
What?
And he leaves the laptop in front of me for the whole interview, and I've just got
I've
got his girlfriend in bikini, like 20 photos of her in front of me, just to distract me for the interview.
That's awesome.
That's one of those things you just don't expect.
That's awesome.
And I'll take it to the grave with me.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, your next photo, your fourth photo.
This
is probably one of the most epic photos you'll ever see in your life, because you are in the middle of this photo, looking like
I'm
minute,
sweating.
Like a minute to 6.
Yeah.
Like you're just about to run a marathon. You've got Sam Newman on your right, and you've got the great Shane Warne on your left. Where was this? How did it happen? And wow, all I can say is wow.
Honestly, Warney's like, who doesn't love Warney? I still cannot wrap my head around the fact he's not here anymore. Which makes this photo for me mean so much more. I grew up. If I play backyard cricket, I bowl leg spin, and that's purely off the back of him. But this is so Nine got the rights, MG, to the President's Cup golf in 2019, and they said, "Bracey, you want to host it?" I'm like, "Yeah." Tiger was a playing captain. Like it was like no brainer.
Where was it?
It was Royal Melbourne. So we're at Royal Melbourne here. This is the Pro-Am leading in. Anyway, I said to the organisers, "Hey, look, I'm terrible at golf. I love golf, but I'm terrible at it. So just put me in a group at the back and blah, blah, blah." Anyway, I get there and Neil Breen was in this group as well. Breeny. And he goes to me, he goes, "Brace."
Did he take the photo?
I don't know. I think this is a professional photo.
Okay.
I think he's off finding his ball in the rough, mate. But they go to me, I get there and Brady goes, "Mate, bad news." And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Your group." I said, yeah, no, it's fine. I told them to put me in a dub one. He goes, "No, you're with Warney and Sam Newman and you're with me." I'm going, stop. Are you serious? And I looked at it and there I am, SK Warne, Jay Bracey. I'm like, no. So I went to try and undo it because I knew the cameras were going to follow it. The news guys were there to get grabs.
Honestly, out of 10, what do you golf?
Oh, mate, I'm the guy that says 27 when they ask for a handicap. Like I'm that guy.
I am as well.
Yeah,
I'd love to be better.
I've got a 3 and a 6-year-old. There's no time for it, right? Especially with the job. We'd all love to be better golfers. I'll save it for further down the track. Anyway, couldn't change it. News cameras followed us for the first 4 holes. I apologised to him before I teed off on everyone. I said, "Warning, mate, I idolise you my whole life." Oh, mate, shanked it. Like, just hardly the complete. It's just everything was a miss hit. But the best thing was after the cameras went away and he done his bit. He gave them the shots hit they wanted, and he pulls out the durries.
Yep.
Smokes the whole time. Puts his durry down. You know, it's Royal Melbourne. You can't smoke there, but he's warning.
Yeah.
Puts the durry down next to his ball, hits it. But then he goes every hole with me, giving me advice on every shot. I said to him, mate, any help?
Really?
Every shot I played, he helped me with. And mate, I've never played better. And I've never felt better because he's advising me, and then I'm nailing these shots, and it's this bloke. So the patience he showed, the stories he and Sam had, Brady and I were just in it for the ride. It was just.
So was Warney like a good golfer or like
great golfer,
like off scratch?
Yeah, he's one of those. Mate, he was brilliant.
Wow. What about Sam?
Sam's good. He gets very angry with himself though.
Yes, we can see that.
Yeah, very angry. He's all business. But mate, you know when you say someone to say don't meet your idols, like you were alluding to before, he was the opposite. He was just.
That's fantastic.
It was so good, mate. Like I just
I had a similar encounter. Like growing up, cricket was my big love as well, especially in the summer. We had cricket in summer. We had rugby league in winter. And when I went to the Western Reds, the very very first function at lunch was at the Wacker, and in walks DK Lilly, and sits right next to me.
Oh, yes.
I went, what?
That is unreal.
Next to him was Kim Hughes.
Oh, my God, this is a good lunch.
Great lunch. It was all rugby league dignitaries, but they were there as ambassadors of the Wacker.
Right.
And I sat next to him all day and just chewed the fat. And you meet your heroes.
Yep.
Like 1970s, man, everyone had their shirts down.
And the chains.
Even like put fake hair on for their hairy chest with the chain and then the headband for like everyone wanted to be DK Lilly. Everyone wanted to be Shane Warne.
That's it. Well, he was the next.
He was DK Lilly.
Yep.
And what else? Yeah, you're right.
But they changed the sport and they transcended the sport. I mean, he's as big a celebrity as he's cricketer, right?
I agree.
Warnie?
Yeah.
That's a great yarn.
Oh.
How good's the Wacker, by the way? I went there for a tour when
Wacker's
we were
awesome.
over there for the board meeting.
We played there. The first game we played there against the Dragons. So 1995, we had 4 new teams come in.
Yep.
And they coincided them. They all start like after each other. So I think.
So you got some airtime, right?
Yeah, I think New Zealand was first because they're 2 hours in front of us.
Yep.
Then they went maybe the Crushers or then the.
And then the Rams.
Was it the Rams or was it the?
Did they come in then? Or Hunter
Mariners?
Mariners. Yep.
Mariners and then us. So we played at 1 p.m. on a Sunday at the Wacker, and it was 41 degrees.
Oh, Jesus.
And we trained in that all summer.
Oh, so you're ready for it?
Oh, we're ready for it. And the Dragons come over who are premiership favourites.
You won.
And we beat them 24-12 or something like that. It was like we spanked them.
That was a big, we spoke a lot about that at the board meeting because there was a presentation of rugby league diehards over there.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the history and how proud they were of that win.
We were there and we made it. And then basically the week later, we got told Superliga coming in and we met in these dark corridors with all the News Limited guys and that was it. Jeez. But I dare say, and I know Matt Fuller was there with you the other night, we say the same thing. I dare say that if Western Reds had have stayed there, I think I would have stayed there.
Wow.
Because I love the place so much. I love Perth.
Great people.
Great
area.
Like a big country town.
Mate, it is. It's a big country town and there is room for an NRL team.
Of course there is.
There is, mate, there is. And, there's some pushback from some of the media there. But my view
They'll come around.
We'll win them over.
They'll come around.
But I also, I'm a big believer in that if you're told not to do something, you're only creating more interest in it, and I think a lot of people over there are being told, don't follow that, stick to what you know, which is the Dockers and the Eagles.
Yep.
But the interest is peaked. 80% of the crowd, I think, that were there for Origin that sold out Optus are locals.
That's right.
The record ratings on TV over there, so we're on the radar.
So when we went to Perth as a Western Reds, first thing Peter Mulholland done, which was ingenious, he tracked down Mick Malthouse, the coach of the West Coast Eagles, and there's a new team coming in called the Dockers, with Jared Neesham as coach. And we just trained with them. He said, can we train together? We had barbecues together.
Isn't that great?
We jumped on their coattails. And guess who was in the grandstand at our first game against the Dragons? Mick Malthouse, Jared Neesham.
Brilliant.
Instant cred.
Yep.
Instant cred. We didn't try and take over. No. We wanted to buy in.
Yep. And that's it. I mean, you're not stealing anything off them.
No.
If anything,
we're giving you more.
You're making it a bigger sport town. You know,
Which is-
there's room for everyone, and I love that attitude. And I'd like to think the Eagles and the Dockers will be like that for the
will
Perth
be.
Bears in 27.
They will be. We'll get to your final photo here, which is the piece of resistance.
My greatest achievements.
Obviously,
right
a lot
there.
of smiles in this, but there has been a few tears as well with your oldest daughter.
Yeah, little Tilly on the left.
Yep.
She's type 1 diabetic, was diagnosed at 2, completely out of nowhere, no family history, didn't know what diabetes was, couldn't have told you the difference between type 1 and type 2. And she's been an amazing little trooper. She's turning 7 in October. It changed our lives forever. But that smile just says it all. And
Where was this photo taken at?
we're up at Caves Beach visiting some of our good friends.
Caves Beach.
Great spot.
Wow, Newcastle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could move there in a heartbeat. And that's little Abby, our second one. She's just turned 4. Look at those thighs.
Little chunk of love.
Yeah.
That's Olsen Filipana.
She was.
Speaking of the Bears.
Oh yeah, one of the legends. It's thighs like Dad, and there's Margot still with me, thank God. And you can see the snout of my dog. That's Ace. He's
Oh,
down the corner
yeah.
there.
Oh, he's taking
He's
the photo.
filthy.
Hello, Shaggy. I'm taking the photo.
Our golden retriever, he's just turned 10. He's filthy. He's missing out. He had no idea what was going on. But my pride and joy right there. Like being a girl dad, I've loved every minute of it, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
How good's being a dad?
It's just
Like, doesn't it just like people tell you before it,
But you don't know until you know.
don't know. You can say, you know what, give me another beer. And
Yeah. Yeah.
But until you actually see what your wife goes through, or, your partner,
Yep.
and then you see if you're lucky enough to be at the delivery of the baby, and which I was, and they're all natural. I had 5 kids, all natural birth. My wife is a superstar.
Yep.
You just love them forever because of what they're giving you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, mate. It's just the little things, and like with the gig, a lot of travel. So I've been to Brisbane, Perth, and now I'm off to Melbourne today in the last week, and I was fine with that till I had kids. And now, mate, the FOMO I get, FaceTime's great. We're lucky to live in the world where we've got that.
Yeah.
But crikey, when I get back, mate, you can't peel me
So
off
are you
them.
full on for the whole footy season?
Yes.
But basically now that I've just come back to it with GB.
Yep.
Like when I was at Triple M, I was just doing brekkie radio, and that was it. I would have the rest of the day, but I was little did I know it was kind of going to bed at 8 o'clock and getting up at 3. Yeah. We're starting to have a toilet.
Eats into your brain.
But now I'm back in this footy cycle. I've realised because Brandy Alexander's my brother-in-law, we don't see him for 7 months of the year.
Yeah, gone.
From March till October, we don't see him. Summer, we see a lot of them. But is that like you as well?
Yeah, it's really hard. Like it's hard on the people that don't understand the rugby league world. That you just, I'm 5 nights a week. 5 nights a week news with Peter Overton. Plus then there's Friday added on with so Thursday, Friday footy. So Saturday's my day off.
Do you ever have a drink?
And then back Sunday. Saturdays I make up for it. Do you
have a partner and a drink?
I love having the races on. I'll get the fire pit out, and kids are running around. That's
I think you need
Saturday.
that. I really think you need that when you're working as hard as you do.
Got to have an outlet.
I think you've got to have something to look forward to at the end of the week.
Exactly, and I'll make it. It's like the Saturdays I try and not organise anything. And that's hard because it's a Saturday, and we just want to do some family stuff and keep it simple. Because then all of a sudden you're back in the rat race for another week. And they're long years now. Like 27 rounds plus finals.
How quick's the year gone already?
Like it's crazy to think how quickly it goes. So, it's been a ride. And to have a family like that to be able to come home to, mate, is, nothing better.
Fantastic photos, fantastic stories. You are very, very good. I know now why Daily Mail are writing about you.
Yeah. Can they write something nice, please?
Yeah, they will. Right, he's a good bloke. He's a champion bloke. Now it's time for Gimme 5, where you can give me your favourite answers. I'll give you 5 questions, and you'll just say the first thing that comes to your mind and tell me a little bit of why you've said that.
Yep.
The first thing, Brace, is your favourite band of all time.
Yeah, so music's not my forte, but obviously, like I listen to a lot of it, but I've never spent too much time reading Big League magazine as a kid.
Rugby League Week.
Right, yeah, exactly. But mate, I was a big Incubus dude back in the
Incubus.
day. Loved Incubus.
You don't love music.
Right,
Come on,
yeah.
how can you not love music?
Mate, and pretty much I could name any song on that, well, their main album in particular. I used to listen to a lot of Jeff Buckley too when I was going through like a broody teen stage as well. I was singing on the way in because I was thinking about my favourite song.
Which is that?
There was just something about that song. I put it on every night before I went to sleep.
Wow. And he passed away tragically.
Yeah, mate, 97.
Drowned?
97. Yes. And like just
misadventure or something.
Yeah, but one of those bizarre ones, like it's sometimes there's those superstars that it's like that's part of the part of the thing, like James Dean,
Well, they
or
all
Heath
said
Ledger.
all the guys and girls who passed away at 27 as well.
Yeah.
The 27 Club, which is littered with stars.
Scary.
But that's the life they live, I suppose.
Yep.
Well, there's your favourite song, Hallelujah. For number 3, your favourite sport. I'm saying it's rugby league, but let's go down another line. What's your favourite TV series at the minute? What are you watching? What are you binging?
Yeah. So my wife's usually the boss of the TV shows. I was a big Entourage guy.
Yep.
Loved it just because of the fantasy of it, right? Like just getting.
Of course. And it was a true story about Mark Wahlberg.
Yep. Do you know Richard Roxburgh in Rake, I think, is.
Rake?
I just thought, mate, brilliant. Like, I love that guy as an actor, and I just reckon I'd love to see him over in the US dominating more because I just think he's
a fantastic. I've watched most of them because we do because I've got 5 kids who all love their streaming and I just finished Mobland and now I'm back now I'm watching for the first time Breaking Bad.
Yep. I haven't done Breaking Bad.
They all said,
"Are you loving it?"
I love it. I'm loving it. I'm watching it every night.
Yeah.
The episodes go for about 40 minutes.
Yep.
We binged the first season in 2 days, me and my wife.
Yeah, wow.
And now they say that after these 5 series, there's something about Soul or like a prelude. Is that right, boys?
Yeah, no, Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
Yep.
So that's on my little list.
So I've had Breaking Bad on mine just as one day I'll get there.
Oh,
one day I'll get there. So
I'm so glad I did.
I'm glad you like Mobland.
I love Mobland.
Any of that stuff. But Guy Ritchie, right?
Guy Ritchie.
He's just, mate, feed me that any day of the week. It's like, some of these, whatever he does, I reckon
it's just different.
Just nails it. Yeah.
Like Tarantino.
Yep.
I love all these movies. Tarantino.
Mate, The Departed is one of the greatest movies of...
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably not my number one.
What about the end? Yeah. Without giving too much away.
Yeah. Oh, mate.
And he's standing there with his... no!
The twists and the turns.
Yeah.
Mate, the scene where the elevator opens. Yep. Anyway, if you haven't seen it, honestly,
What's going on?
The cast, like Matt Damon, Leo, Jack Nicholson.
Mark
Wahlberg. Crikey.
You met some famous people in your life. We had a photo with 2 of them. But who would be your most famous person in your contacts right now of your phone?
Do you know what? I'm just going to say, like, the guy that I worshipped from a rugby league perspective, Andrew Johns.
Yeah.
Like, for me, Joey was Friday night football. He was rugby league. He is the GOAT. And he's the 8th immortal. So
isn't his commentary just gone next level?
He's mate, and he's really, because we've had the new breed come through, right? Our Queenslanders with your Cam Smiths and your Billies and your JTs and gals. He's really taken, and so we've no Stillo anymore, Fatties, but he's the captain of the team.
Yeah,
and I know, and he mate, he thrives off that.
He loves it.
He wants, and so he's taken people. We had JT make his commentary debut, like in the box the other day. And just watching Joey and how generous he was with him and how he nursed him through everything. And, because JT came in, he's nervous.
That's a great insight.
And he is such a great bloke, Joey, and he's got a big heart. And if you're in it with him, as dedicated as he is, mate, he's the right guy to follow.
Well, so he's one of my most famous people in my contacts, but our interactions are a little bit different to yours. Yeah. Our reels at 3 a.m. to each other. I said, well, that's a first.
He's a pioneer, our Joey.
I love him. I love him to death. Him and Freddie.
Best,
2 of my favourite people.
So lucky to be in their orbit.
Yeah. Well, you've just for your wholesome image, you've done something wrong. You've littered Gosford Beach. Yeah. You're on death row.
Oh, yep.
What are you eating? And what are you drinking on death row? What's your last meal on this earth?
Yeah, slow roasted lamb shoulder, hands down, mate. That's
it.
Yep. And mate, give me, I'll drink any beer, like anything, as long as if it's on tap, I'll drink. A Carlton Draft on tap's arguably.
I love on tap beer too.
Yeah, if that's arguable. My first job out of school was Terrigal Bowling Club, and so so I perfected the art of the schooner pour, and nothing beats drinking out of a schooey. So for me, just a really cold tap beer.
Do you have any with the roast? What's the trimmings?
Yeah, so the way I cook it, I'll slice up onions in half and sit it on top of that. And then sit it on, stuffed with rosemary and garlic, and made any roast veg under the sun.
Gravy? Do you make your own gravy?
Yeah, gravy, and then the mint sauce as well. But mate, and because I'm married into a Kiwi family, the mother-in-law, her lamb roast too.
My brother-in-law's Kiwi, Samoan, and some of the food he makes.
Oh, isn't it?
Salah.
How good.
Brace, you've been awesome, mate. I really appreciate you joining me for the first episode of our second season.
Mate, what a privilege to be here for it, MG. I loved it. This is great. Mate, I could go all day.
I know you could.
Once I get started, it's hard to stop.
But that's the idea, but that's the idea of this whole concept. I wanted to make my guests bring the content. Like, I don't want to do
Yeah.
any research. When you sent me the photos last week, I went, okay, 5 great photos. I can't wait to hear why they are his photos.
Yeah.
And I'll also, grab something out of it. But
No, it's a great opportunity just to look back at them and actually reflect, because, we've all got our photo reel in our phone. You flick through it and they're all there, but we probably hardly ever look at them unless the phone puts up one of those little montages.
100%.
So to actually go down memory lane a little bit's been nice. And mate, well done to you too. You're bloody killing life.
Thanks,
I
mate.
love watching you, mate, and listening to you these days on GB, and now your potty as well.
Well, on behalf of Lily Pilly Wines,
How good.
you have a nice little Sauv Blanc and a Sunset Red.
Beautiful. Well, they'll go well with my next slow roasted lamb shoal there, MG. Thank you, Lily Pilly. How bloody good.
James Bracey, this is your Life in 5.
Thank you, MG.